Hello, I wanted to talk for a few minutes about preventing bots from buying video cards. So I've seen a lot of streamers and tech bloggers talk about why don't they just turn on two-factor authentication on these stores? Why won't that work? Well, let's go through that for a minute. Two-factor authentication is designed to protect accounts that you have. So you create an account, you have physically, I have my iPhone here, right? This guy, I use this to authenticate either through SMS or through an application, right? So why doesn't that prevent a bot? Well, the bot is signing up for a new account to buy something. So the bot controls creating the SMS. So anybody can go buy an API to use to send and receive text messages. You know, Vonage has one, for example. So I can go to Vonage, I can buy that. I can write a Java application, for example, that will talk to their API and will send and receive the text message piece to do this. And then I can use Selenium to automate buying something on, say, bestbuy.com or Newegg or whatever your favorite retailer is. That's just one example. I could do it in Python. I could do it in a lot of programming languages. There are tons of different products to do text messaging over SMS. Some are one way, but some are two way, which is what you would need for this. Another issue is, what if they're using an app? Okay, maybe they're using Google Authenticator or something. Well, if you're doing an app-based authentication, there are a number of ways to do that. One, you could get a library to do that, and you could basically take the QR code they give you and scan it into your virtual app and load that, and then use that to authenticate. Or you could run it through a virtual machine running Android and use whatever app they're using for that. There are mechanisms in place to do this. So two-factor authentication is not the solution to preventing bots from buying things on stores. It will prevent the bot from using your account to buy something, but it's not going to prevent the bot from creating an account and buying something on its own. It will slow down an individual bot buying an item on one store, right? Because if you're using two-factor auth, they have to go through the handshake, which delays things by a few seconds. So a few legitimate orders might get in through there. So there's some benefit to doing it, but it's not going to solve the problem. There are other things that you can do instead that might benefit more. For example, region checks. You could check the IP address, make sure it's coming from a country that the person claims to be from, for example. So that would limit bots to have US-based IP addresses. Again, they can sign up for AWS or some cloud provider, or just infect people ahead of time and use a traditional botnet. And rather than running the code on their machine, they simply just proxy requests through it. They just do the HTTP request through a user's machine and run it in their own data center. So again, that doesn't solve the problem. It would help a little bit, but it wouldn't stop it. There's more incentive for these bot makers to automate this process and improve it than there are for stores to prevent it, because it's a loss leader to invest in tech and IT resources, right? So Best Buy is only going to spend so much money on this problem, whereas bots have massive incentive profit to keep fighting at this. Another idea is AI. For example, if someone is navigating a site faster than a human could, they're likely a bot. So, you could do things like that. Now, again, that could be countermeasured. If you're using Selenium, for instance, you could add sleeps in there so that it delays before it clicks the next button. Again, that's going to slow down order processes. But, it's another thing that storefronts could do potentially to do this. But just whenever you see a streamer say two-factor solves the problem, it doesn't solve the problem. It slows down bots. But again, that one node, that one bot can be buying from 10 stores at once or 100 stores at once. So even if you slow down one website in one instance, they can still do parallel purchases on other storefronts. So just consider that next time that you hear that. Thanks.